Thikũ nini kuma gavana wa kaunti ya Nairobi Johnson Sakaja mekenanĩra ngirimiti ya kuoya mawĩra mamwe kũrĩ thirikari nene. Ciũria nyingĩ nĩ ituthũkĩte kũrĩ arĩa marekĩrĩra nganja ngirimiti ĩno kuma kũrĩ mũingĩ o nginya atongoria. Rĩu kũrũmĩrĩra maya, Sakaja nĩ ekorete kĩgera-inĩ kĩa maseneta arĩa maugĩte ngirimiti ĩno nĩ mũgarũ na watho. Matongoretio nĩ seneta wa Kiambu Karũngo wa Thang'wa moigĩte watho ndwarũmĩrĩirwo, rĩu makĩenda gavana atarĩrie wega gĩtũmi kĩa ngirimiti ĩno gũkorwo ĩgĩkindĩrwo nĩ thirikari ici cierĩ.
I would want to mention that yes, the governor has alluded to the fact that the law says he shall. What that means is that it's not a must, but when it comes to looking for the national government, you can only do that through an agreement. That's why we are saying it shall be an agreement. It cannot be a roadside declaration and all that. And you have mentioned some cities like the Washington, D.C., like Canberra in Australia, but those have a different setup when it comes to their law, because Washington, D.C. is a federal district, doesn't belong to any state. It has a mayor and it has a local council. Canberra has, it's actually called the Australian Capital Territory. It has its own assembly, but it doesn't have a governor. So they are subjected, the oversight is from the national parliament. But when we come to this, to Nairobi County, we must now follow the section 6, 2, and 5 of the Urban Cities Act that says the management of this county must be in line with the county mandate.
Karũngo wa Thang'wa oho nĩ atarĩirie ũmoci wa kamĩtĩ ĩno ya mũrĩtũ ya kũramata ngirimiti ĩno akiuga amemba arĩa aingĩ nĩ a thirikari nene matongoretio nĩ mũrũgamĩrĩri wayo Minista mũnene Musalia Mudavadi, ũũ arĩ ta kũhe thirikari nene mahinya mothe ma kamĩtĩ ĩyo handũ ha kũhe thirikari ya kaunti.
We would want to understand, because Chair, even if we might think it's a simple thing, when we say that we are discussing the county, which in this case is the bride, but the national government has more people in this steering committee, 8 people against the county's 4. And you know, Chair, who is even the chair of this committee? Even in a basic setup of a dowry, the chair is always the father of the bride. I mean, we would want the governor to be the chair of this bride, which is the city. Now we are giving it to Mudavadi, who is in the office unconstitutionally, because that's not a constitutional office. So, Chair, mine is to request that, because the governor has said, I think he said it is not final, so we want to know whether is the agreement final.
Mwena-inĩ wake gavana Sakaja agĩtetera augĩte atĩ hinya wothe ũrĩ ona thirikari ya kaunti ĩndĩ kĩrĩa mareka na thirikari nene no gũteithania kũruta wĩra wa kũramata mũciĩ mũnene wa Nairobi, kuona ona aruti wĩra othe no wa kaunti ya Nairobi.
It's not a new governance structure. It is a joint committee. It is not a new entity. It's not an NMS. There's no NMS at a director general, it at directors, it at staff. No staff from Nairobi County is moving to the national government. And no staff is coming from the national government to Nairobi County. There is no provision on HR. The county will continue doing what its functions are. And the national government will continue doing what its functions are. The only thing we are provided for, because we are the capital city, is additional focus allocation, additional allocation of resources, and a coordination on how things are being run. A coordination, within the capital city.
Mwena-inĩ wake seneta wa Nairobi Edwin Sifuna nĩ atetetie makinya ma ngirimiti ĩno akiuga mũingĩ ndwakũruhanĩrio mĩario-inĩ yake ikĩonekana kũnyitwo mbaru nĩ seneta wa Kiambu Karũngo wa Thang'wa.
It is a constitution that elevates the people above all of these things that you're saying. Governor, I've seen you doing public participation before you embarked on projects. When we had this conversation when Karungo Thang'wa was the chair of housing, and you wanted to do Woodley, for instance, we were engaging members of public from Woodley before you ever did the groundbreaking. And then once that was complete, we proceed with the project. Surely, Governor, you know that what you're saying is not true.
The public participation, I think, is just cosmetic. It's coming post-signature. You know, the agreement has been done. It will take effect in 14 days. Then we go to the people to ask them, do you agree with us? We have already sold the land. We have already given the title. Now we are asking people, are you willing to move, or are you agreeing to this?
Karungu oho niekireire nganja kihumo kia milioni 80 iria iratuika ni igwikio ni thirikari nene, akiuga gutiri na utheri wa uria kigina giki gikuoneka, kuona hari budget ya thirikari nene hatiri handu hena kigina ta giki kiigitwo kando.
So I think these are some of the things that we need to understand, because even the monies that we are saying, the 80 billion or so, Chair, we need to understand how is it going to be appropriated. Is the money going to come to the county first, and then the county assembly to appropriate through the budgeting making process? Then the money goes to these projects? Or is it the national government that is going to oversee their project and then bring the money? I don't know through how. So that is an issue we need to look into, Chair, because the agreement, as I said earlier, during our pre-discussion, is that the agreement is not complete, because it is saying when it comes to financial matters, they will jointly agree. So it is an agreement that is saying there are some things that need to be agreed. So is it an agreement really?
But for now, I must, as the governor, as a responsible governor, who cares for his people, I must find whichever way that will get me resources to sort of this city. I must get it. Lazima iwaka.
Oho wagithi na mbere kumurika ngirimiti ino, seneta wa kaunti ya Kiambu Karungu wa Thang'wa niendekithitie gavana Sakaja akorwo agitariria mitaratara iria ikugathikwo ya kuriha mathiri maria moraniriire kuma kuri thirikari iria cianakorwo ho thiini wa kaunti ya Nairobi, kuria ataririe na kuga ati ngirimiti ino ingigathikirwo mitaratara iria yagiriire no ikorwo ina umithio munene kuri Nairobi, na ikorwo ikihe mweke thirikari na gukorwo ikienia a Kenya, nima no ikorwo na uhoti wa gukorwo ikigacirithia Kenya na ikorwo ikihana ta bururi wa Singapore.
The issue of the pending bills, the NMS, about 16 billion or so, NMS pending bill, because those people who work for Nairobi County are left in oblivion. They don't know whether to come to the governor or to go to the national government, and if they go to the national government, where do they go? And if this agreement was to be effected, will it now again an issue of where will they go for their pending bills, because they're going to be bills, Chair. But what I can say in my closing remarks, Chair, is that this agreement, if well structured, if it follows the law, it is what Nairobi needs, Chair. And we are also saying it's actually also an opportunity to those who are saying they will take us to Singapore, to take us to Nairobi. I mean, to show us what they can do with one city, one county. Now the city of Nairobi, the county of Nairobi has a president and has a governor. So I think it is also an opportunity for them to show us what they can do before they take the whole country to Singapore.
Na uguo niguo gutarie ngiribotera Kiambu TV njitikaga gicaru wa Wanjiru.